He never noticed it at first, the way his energy dwindled after each conversation, the knot in his stomach every time he said no, the guilt that clung to him like a shadow. To the world she seemed kind, selfless even. Always there for others. Always giving. But slowly, subtly, she was taking far more than she gave. This is the hidden world of guilt trippers. The quiet manipulators who rewrite your choices, reshape your emotions, and rob you of your peace without ever raising their voice. In the realm of psychology, guilt is a tool of conscience, a signal, a compass. But in the wrong hands, guilt becomes a weapon. Carl Jung warned that the unintegrated shadow, when left unchecked, finds expression not only in violence and rage, but in passivity, martyrdom, and manipulation. Guilt trippers operate in this shadow, unseen yet deeply felt. They don't yell, they don't accuse, they insinuate. They sacrifice loudly. They never ask directly, but their disappointment is deafening. He remembered how it started. A favor here, a missed call there. Harmless, he thought. Until he realized that every no became a wound, not for her but for him. She made him feel ungrateful, selfish, even cruel. She never said it outright, but her silence screamed. Her self-sacrifice wasn't love, it was leverage. A silent ledger of favors he never asked for, but was now expected to repay endlessly. Jung would say this: what is not made conscious is lived as fate. The guilt tripper thrives in the unconscious, yours, not theirs. Because if you don't realize what's happening, you'll bend, twist, and break. Not for who they are, but for who they pretend to be. These are not monsters. They are wounded souls, afraid to ask for what they need, so they manipulate others into giving it to them. He began to see the pattern. The constant emotional debt. The martyrdom worn like a crown. The praise for being so selfless, while resenting the world for not noticing. Guilt trippers often grew up unnoticed, unvalidated, unseen. Their emotional needs unmet, they learned to extract validation through suffering. By making others feel bad, they feel seen. By being wronged, they feel righteous. But this righteousness comes at a cost. It corrodes relationships. It turns love into obligation. It drains joy and replaces it with duty. He started to feel it every time they spoke. The pressure, the weight, the silent demand behind every word. And yet, when he tried to set boundaries, he was painted as cruel, heartless. That's the genius of the guilt tripper. They never look like the villain. You do. Jung taught that every person must confront their shadow, the dark side of the psyche we deny, suppress, or project. But guilt trippers don't just deny their shadow, they outsource it. They hand you their emotional wounds, then blame you for the pain they never healed. And if you're empathetic, you'll take it. You'll carry their burden, thinking you're helping. Until one day, you realize you're drowning in a sea of expectations that were never yours. You decided to stop. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. You saw that love isn't measured in guilt. That kindness isn't submission. That empathy must have boundaries or it becomes self-erasure. And when you finally said no, truly said it with no apology, the illusion shattered. The guilt tripper unraveled. The victim mask fell. And beneath it, he saw the shadow for what it was. Afraid, unhealed, and hungry for control. But this isn't about blame. Jung warned that the shadow is in all of us. We have all guilt-tripped someone. We've all manipulated, even if unconsciously. The real danger isn't in seeing the guilt tripper in others. It's in refusing to see the guilt tripper within ourselves. That moment when we use our pain as currency. When we make our suffering someone else's debt. When we stop asking and start expecting. True healing begins with awareness. If you've been caught in someone's guilt web, step back. Ask, am I helping out of love or out of fear? Do I feel free around this person or responsible for their happiness? And if you see yourself as the guilt tripper, don't run from it. Face it. Speak your needs without games. Heal the part of you that believes love must be earned through sacrifice and shame. Because in the end, manipulation, even silent manipulation, is a prison for both the manipulator and the manipulated. Jung believed that only by bringing the unconscious to light can we become whole. And wholeness, real wholeness, requires truth, the hollow, uncomfortable, liberating truth. So ask yourself this: who do I guilt into loving me? Who guilts me into shrinking? And am I ready to stop this cycle?